Hello and welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you step by step how I assembled this DIY programmable microbit drone, which is called the Airbit 2. I'm going to take you through the 9 main steps, which are assembling the remote, mounting the motors,
what's up is down, what's left is right,
assembling the countersunk screws,
and holding you,
assembling the control board, attaching the microbit, assembling the actual drone, adding the propellers,
on top of the world.
and then creating the propeller protection system.
Dangerous times, don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the
Overall, this was a pretty simple build. The instructions are really self-explanatory. However, there was 3 main areas where I found it a little bit tricky. That was adding the motors, creating the propellers, and creating the propeller protection system. In all those 3 areas, the main tricky bits was actually forcing the pieces of wood together. So I please encourage you to watch those areas just so that you can see exactly how much force you can use, because I was a little worried about breaking the wooden panels, but got through it okay. Everything is time-stamped in the description below, so please feel free to jump around the video as you need to. If you want to watch the whole video, let's get started now. Okay, so the first job is to go to makeit.no/docs, and here we are. If you scroll down, there is an English and Norwegian option there. I did go for Norwegian first of all, but that's a little beyond me. Then we're going to click on the do more with your Airbit. And here is the instructions and projects page for the Airbit 2, which is pretty cool. So it's a dedicated page there where everything you need is on there. There is the assembly and code instructions PDF there, both in English and Norwegian. I'm going to go for the English, not the Norwegian. And that should open up. Okay, so here are the instructions to assemble the Airbit 2. Lots of bits and pieces here. Okay, so now we're on to the actual assembly. So I'm just going to move this over to here and get all the bits ready. Okay, so I've got my screwdriver, I've got my red silicone ring, the 2 nuts and the 2 screws. Also, I've got my microbit and my battery holder. Obviously, these do not come with the Airbit 2. I think you can order them with it, but the kit I got, I didn't. Now for the actual remote holder, it's on this piece of wood here. So I'm going to have to break it out, which is this bit here. So it's done fairly easily. I just want to be careful not to be too heavy-handed. And there we go. Great. So there is that part there, which is the remote holder, which is there. I've got my all my pieces now to build this. So first it says place the microbit with the screen facing up on top of the holder. So I'm going to think it's that way there. Oh, I see. And then we can see the holes do fit perfectly on that. So mount the battery box with a silicone ring. Right, so first let's put the screws through. There we go. And let's just first of all put the nuts on there. It's a little fiddly. Okay, that's that one just loosely put on. Okay, so that's that. Let's tighten up. I might not even need the screwdriver here. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now mount the box with the silicone ring. You can use different battery boxes. Okay, so I assume, see if there's any more information. Nope. So that's going to be on there like that and then connected. So let's connect the battery box first of all to the microbit. And then we can put that there. Let's put it I think under there. Oh, it goes round like that. That's a nice idea. It uses these hooky bits. Brilliant. And there we go. There is the remote assembled and ready to go. I'll just leave that. I'll leave that up there for now. Next, we need to mount the frame. So I've got my rubber band that I need. I've got my 4 spacers and I've got my, 4 screws, and I've got my 4 spacers there. The central frame is again on this piece here. So I'm going to very carefully just press that out. I'm just very conscious of not breaking it. I can be a little heavy-handed sometimes. Now, I don't know what I'm going to need in the future, so I'm going to keep all the bits that come out of it. Let's pop that central bit there out. Oh. And there we have the central frame. Okay. First job is to hook the rubber band from one knob under the frame to the next hook over the frame and back. So that looks a little bit like here. Under the frame to start, so there. Under the frame. To the next one there. And then back again. That's a little twisted. I'm not sure if that's going to affect anything. There we go. So then we need to mount the spacers with the screws. Notice the text should face up with the legs pointing down. Okay, text should face up. Okay, so this needs to go under it like that, I see. So let's put the screws through. But the spacers look like, so the screws through there. Ah, that's not quite right. So look, I put them in the wrong hole. They need to go further along the arm. That's a mistake by me. Not to worry, it happens. There we go, that's better. So instead of there, it should go there, further along the arm there. I know it sounds obvious, but this frame feels incredibly light, which makes sense because obviously the lighter it is, the less thrust we need for it to take off. Okay, let's go into there now. Last one. There we go. And that's that bit done. Oh, I've just noticed. Let's pop that out. Fantastic. That's that bit done. Great stuff. Okay, so the next job is to mount the motors. So I've got my 4 motors there. Then I need these wedges. Now, the wedges are hidden in various parts of the wooden panel that I got. Brilliant idea to save space and what have you, but it does take a little bit of trying to find them. So I'm going to very carefully just break these bits out. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. The last one is here. There we go, and 4. So, first insert the wedges and wiggle it in place into the frame. So, where are we inserting them? Oh, okay, it's there. Now, which way is it? So, that's going to be forward. Let's have a look if we can make that big. Oh, okay, so they go like that. So, that bit facing out. So, let's wiggle it into place. So I think it's, oh, I see. There's a little tiny lip there. I don't know if you can see that. That then fits into there. And that needs a bit of a wiggle. Great, there we can see. Right, same again with this one. Let's give that a bit of a wiggle. Perfect. This one. Yep. Needs to wiggle a bit more. Great, so there are all the wedges put in now. Then push the motor upwards and click into place. All 4 motors. Use both hands and both thumbs to push the motor forward. Then pull the motor cables through each notch to tie them up a bit. Lay the cables on the side. So let's have a look what that looks like. So these are magnetic. So it's going to go up through this way like this. Oh, I see. So it's going to go through and then the cable is going to come through that hole there. So let's, okay, a bit more wiggling. Now that seems a bit tough. I don't know how much I force that. That one's not in enough. Ah, there we go. If you give it a little wiggle as it's going in, there's a lot of wiggling for this one. Ah, that clicks very reassuring and satisfying at the same time. And then this will go under and come through that one there. So that's what that looks like. Great. The same again. Let's get that into there. Oh, that's not quite enough. So it's important that that's nicely in. Let's just give that a little. That's it. There we go. Ah, again, that satisfying click. And one more time, we'll put it into that little clip there. Let's tidy away the, oh, let's come out. I'm sure I can do that afterwards. Let's get these going again. 2 more to go. He's getting these wedge things really nicely. And once you get it in, start to rotate it, and it bites a little bit. It's not really a screw, but it does have that same sensation. Let's try this one. We'll come back to that one. There you go. Oh, that was in there. There you go. Great. Right, let's get this last one in. Nearly there. Yes. Brilliant stuff. So let's get these in to these. Brilliant. And we've done that part. Great job. Okay, so the next step is the countersunk screws, and I've got my control board, I've got my two nylon nuts, I've got these two screws that are actually quite hard to see, and also I found this. So I wondered in this picture what this little wooden thing was. This is a little wooden sort of like socket wrench they provide, which is very, very cool. Okay, so we need to put the screws through these holes here. And then we need to put on the nuts. Now, I'm just going to try and do it by hand. Ooh. Okay, that's spinning round. So let's see if we can hold it a little bit to get it. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's going well. Let's use this little thing here to tighten up a bit. Cool. Okay, let's do the next one on the other side. Little wonky, let's try that again. Oh, there we go. Great, and there it is. Okay, the next stage is finish working on the control board, which is this. We've got our 5 nylon screws, which are blue, and these 5 aluminium spacer rings. We flip the control board over. These screws go through here. Oh, and these just sit on there. Okay, there's not really too much for that, apart from they don't really hold in place. So I'm gonna have to try and do this in a way they don't all fall out. Great, look at them skills. And then just sit these bits on top there. Great, and that's that step done. Okay, so the next step is we need to add the microbit. So I've got my microbit here, I've got my 5 nuts here. Now what we have to do is carefully sit this on top of there like that. Great, and then put on the nuts. So I'm going to just carefully do it by hand first of all. Hopefully keeps all that together, and then I will tighten, as it says, afterwards. It says they have to be quite tight because they do conduct some electricity. Or electrical signals, sorry, not electricity. Okay, great. Let's try and time those a little bit. Where's the special socket thing? There it is. Does that work as well? No. I actually prefer my fingers, actually. It's helpful to push the screw through with my left hand and then tighten with my right. I'm sure the experienced makers out there have got a special tool to do this. I have not. This is my first real build. Okay, that looks pretty cool to me. So, right, that's that step done. Okay, so the next step is to assemble the drone. I've got my two nuts here. I've got my frame, I've got my microbit and my control board. So I need to flip it upside down. Oh, okay, and add it to those two there. Now, oh, I see. So that's going to be the front. It's going to sit on like that. You can see the make it sign there and the make it there. So let's put these through because these need to connect to the nearest part. That was a bit lively, that wire. Okay, it says plug. Let's flip that upside down. Let's put these two nuts on here. Screw these nuts in. Okay. And then we need to plug each of these connectors to the nearest part of the motor. So it's going to go that way. It's that way. Let's close that one in. Right. Great. And we have finished that step. Great job. Okay, next step is connecting the battery, which is this. So we need to turn the drone upside down, attach the battery under the rubber band in the very center of the drone. To power the drone, connect the battery to the grey connector. Now, where is the grey connector? It must be that one. No, I would argue that it's not grey, but hey. Right, so let's put this under here. Which way? Okay, with the sign facing out. Okay. There we go. And we connect it to the grey part there. which goes like this. And the light comes on. Wow. That is... Oh, and it made a noise. Fantastic. Okay, so the next stage is the propellers. Now, the propellers are interesting. You get 8 in total. I think that's some, in case some get broken. Now, I'm not sure you're able to see this because it's really small, but some have CCW on them and some have CW on them, which is clockwise and counterclockwise. Obviously, that's really important for flight. So I'm going to get that's a counterclockwise one. Clockwise. Right, so these two are clockwise, these two are counterclockwise. So if we have the Airbit like this, you can see that a clockwise one, which is that one, needs to go onto there. Now they just sit in, but you've got to give it a bit of a push. There we go. There we go. It clicks in quite nicely. I don't know how much that's going to go here. So that's that one. I need a counterclockwise. Let me double check. That's a counterclockwise to the top right hand side. That's great. Need a clockwise on the bottom, clockwise bottom right hand side. Slightly ahead. It's important that the motors are in properly. Something crazy is going to happen. And then you've got your bottom left hand corner, which needs counterclockwise, which is this one. Yeah, they all seem to be going around without any obstruction. Great stuff. There we go. Propellers are on, and suddenly it's starting to look like a drone. Okay, the final step in the build is to add the propeller protection. So I've got my 4 bows, 8 arms, and 8 small rubber rings. Just as a note, there are spares given in the kit as well, which is amazing. So I did break one of these as I was getting it out of the wooden plank thing that it comes in. Right, so first job, we need to connect the bows to the arms. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So we have this, and then this bit connects to there, like this. And then an elastic band goes around. Uh-huh. I think that goes on first. That goes on first, then you add that, and then what I think happens, there, then we stretch this round. Let's try that again. This goes round here like this. Aha, got it. So you can see the elastic band goes round like that, and that secures that in place. That is a very cool way of doing it, actually. So let's do the same on the other side. It's going to go like that. So we put it on there first, on the arm first, then secure it into the bow. And then go around the outside. Oh. This is by far the most fiddly bit so far, and it's the last bit, so unless attaching these to the actual drone is trickier. I've just broke one. Let's get a spare one. That way. So you go around the back of the bow. There we go. Got it. Fantastic. There we go. So I won't show you me doing the rest of those because it might take a while, but that's the idea. Just persevere with it. Make sure the elastic goes around the back of the bow, and then you should be okay. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I've put together all of the arm bow combinations there. Now, there were a few casualties. I broke 3 of the rubber rings, and I've got none left, so that was a little tight. Hey, so now what we need to do is add the arms, or the bow arm combination, to the propellers, or to the frame, and you can see on these grooves here we add the arms. Now I think the arms are going to click in because they've got little grabby bits, so let's see how we get on here. And I don't want to break it. Sure, we can just wiggle that a bit. Yeah, that's actually really sturdy actually, but it just takes a bit of wiggling. So let's get this one here now. Oh, that's a lot easier, the second one actually. Just make sure there's no obstruction to the propeller. There isn't. I think the little click is quite satisfying and quite reassuring. Great, that's that one done. I think the propeller protection step has been the hardest by quite a long way. Okay, so they're actually further right to the point where they go, yeah, they go into the holes. So it needs to keep going until you actually get to the hole bit. Okay, so it clicks, there's a little hole, that little hole there. Let me show you. It actually needs to go into there. Right, so this one here, you see that, that's not far enough, that needs to go in more. Right, let's push on. There we go. I suspect if these aren't on properly, it will come off if there's any collision whatsoever in flight. That's it. That was a bit of a scary noise. Crack. It does click in, you can feel a click when you actually get it to go in. Just checking that one's not quite in there, look. Okay, seeing there's no spaces, just got to be brave. Last one. It's a bit more bold there and it went straight in. Fantastic. And I think we are done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. The next video I'll be making will be how I code the Airbit 2 and also my first flight. If I've already made that video, it will appear here. If not, it might be worth you subscribing here so you get alerted when the video comes out. Thanks again for watching. See you next time. Bye.
so high I'm hypnotized.